Target is equally skilled in firearms, bladed weapons, and hand-to-hand ass-kicking. She's also a master of disguise, and right now, she could be anywhere on this ship, or anyone.
Ow! Damn it, shore leave! Ow!
Shit! Sorry, Afterburner. With the helmet and I thought you might be...
Thought I might be what? A guy who's a little embarrassed about his horrible scars, maybe?
All right, cut the chatter!
O.S.I. Love You was the 5th episode of Season 5. It first aired on June 30th, 2013, and was written by Jackson Public. In it, the O.S.I. gets interrogated about the whereabouts of Monstroso and Molotov after they're captured and subsequently lost. First up, a bit about the Goodwill Games. The Goodwill Games in which Molotov competes were set up as a sort of alternative to the Olympics due to tensions between the US and the Soviet Union in the 80s. Ted Turner is credited with creating the Goodwill Games, and he can be seen in the crowd along with Mikhail Gorbachev, the leader at the time of the Soviet Union. Molotov's father, an undercover operative, the Siberian Husky, has 2 different colored eyes, as Siberian Huskies often do as well. Later in the episode, we're introduced to the Primos, short for premonition, which is an allusion to the precogs from the movie Minority Report. Just a small weird thing I didn't notice on my first few viewings of the episode, but why the hell does Molotov need this pin to pick the lock when she can already slip her hand out to grab the pin? So obviously Monstroso and Molotov are a couple now, as of Operation Prom, but more impressive is the scar on Monstroso's chest, calling back to the heart surgery Billy performed on him back in The Silent Partners. Dean makes a quick reference to one of Hank's deaths that we saw in Powerless in the Face of Death.
He's been wearing that thing for weeks. It was the same way with a Batman costume I bought him when he was 10.
Yeah, only now he doesn't die when he jumps off the roof.
No one probably needs to be reminded of the nozzle, but it makes its first appearance since Season 3's The Invisible Hand of Fate.
Please wait while we calibrate the nozzle.
The scene at the Goodwill Games expounds on the conversation Brock and Molotov had way back when she first showed up in Season 1.
You killed my father!
After you killed my partner.
You took my eye!
After you took my heart.
There's also 2 quick references to Assassinating 911. First when Dr. Venture refers to Molotov as the babysitter, and then later on when Hank says,
"All right, super kill lady, I am officially over my crush on you."
In this episode, it's made clear that the Sovereign isn't actually David Bowie, but rather a shapeshifter living their life in the form of David Bowie. And finally, Shore Leave and Al are officially a couple now after a failed relationship established and everybody comes to Hank's, and some pretty serious flirting back in Operation Prom. It feels good to say that I really like this episode. I remember Jackson having some misgivings on the commentary and in the art book about this episode not having enough comedy, but I think there's plenty of levity in this episode along with just a really cool kick-ass story. I'm a sucker for the whole non-linear thing, and I always found the investors really intriguing. Plus he got some good shore leave shit after he basically was a main character in Season 4. Also, in hindsight, I know that this episode is laying the groundwork for some really cool shit to come. So yeah, that's O.S.I. Love You, and O.S.I. Love the Venture Brothers. As always, thank you for watching, and go Team Venture! Tune in next week for Mama's Boys. If you dug this video, share it with a friend, and if there was some huge glaring thing that I missed in this video, follow me on Instagram at Ventureverse Guide to see these videos a week early and offer your input before I upload the final product.